Alright, if you've finished the first video with Act 1 of the hero's journey, you should have a pretty good idea of how to do this. So if you're moving on to this one, hopefully this will give you a little bit more help so you can finish this on your own. But I'm going to read, I'm going to go through Act 2 and the 3 stages of Act 2, and I'll do the gist statement and how to fill in the recording form, and then I'll do that then for Act 3 too, although you shouldn't need that for Act 3 because by then you should know what you're doing. So Act 2 is called Initiation and Transformation. Transformation means change. It means change, so that means that the hero is changing from the person that he was in the ordinary world to the person that he's going to become in this magical world. And initiation is kind of like a trial or a test that you go through in order to be accepted into this new world. So that's what initiation and transformation means. The first stage of Act 2 is called Allies and Helpers. And we'll read this and then write a gist statement for it. Every hero needs a helper, much like every superhero needs a sidekick. Most heroes would fail miserably without their helpers. For example, in the Greek hero story of Theseus, Minos' daughter Ariadne helps Theseus find his way through the labyrinth. She does this by holding one end of a golden thread while Theseus works his way inward to slay the Minotaur. Without her help, Theseus would never have fulfilled his quest. He also would not have found his way out of the maze once he did. Alright, so there's a big example there, and that's going to be included as extra detail. We don't have to talk about this. So we can just underline the main part of that as an extra detail, that she holds the one end of the golden thread, and that's so. The gist is that heroes have helpers. They are not so much as the same as the mentors, as the helpers go with the heroes on their quest. The mentors give them this wisdom or give them this item, and then they stay back and let the hero go on his own. So that's what we have there. So the gist statement is heroes have helpers in hero stories. So that's what we'll write for that. So we'll go back to Act 2, Initiation and Transformation, the first stage. The gist of that is heroes have helpers. And ally just means allies are ones who help. So I'll write that over here as a kind of a note for myself over here. So heroes have helpers. Any extra information we'll put over here as bullet points. We're going to put story of Theseus, Minos, Ariadne, helps him defeat the Minotaur. That's pretty much what we can keep for that. So we'll move on then to the next part of this. The next part is the road of trials. And then the trials, it says, and if we're using context clues, it defines it right after. The road of trials is a series of tests, tasks, or ordeals that the person must undergo to begin the transformation. Remember, changing from the ordinary person to the hero. Often the person fails one or more of these tests, which often occur in threes. I'm going to underline that because that's an interesting bit of information there. The heroes progress through this series of tests, a set of obstacles that make them stronger, preparing them for their final showdown. Alright, so the road of trials. Heroes must pass tests to complete the change into the hero. So these people must pass tests, the heroes. They are not quite the hero until they pass these tests. So then what I would underline is trials, and a series of tests, tasks, or ordeals that the person must undergo to begin the transformation. I'll underline transformation too, because that's the change right there. Often a person fails one or more of these tests. That's a good bit of information, because they do. And Percy Jackson, his road of trials starts with when he gets to Camp Half-Blood, and he gets bullied and kind of beat up a little bit in the Capture the Flag. But he, every trial after that, he comes out of it triumphant. He beats Medusa. He gets away from the Furies on the bus, although he doesn't exactly beat them, but he does get away from them. He doesn't die, which is a good thing. They progress through these series of tests, a set of obstacles. Obstacles are just things that get in the way of your goal, that make them stronger, preparing them for their final showdown. That's preparing them for their final showdown. I'm going to put like 2 crazy underlines under that, because that leads right into that last stage there. But we're going to go to the recording form to write our gist statement for the second stage. So we say heroes must pass tests to become, I'm going to put true hero. True heroes. Okay, that should be an ES there. And then our important information, we'll just add that on to the other one. Trial, series of tests, tasks, or ordeals. I would say person fails tests. And put a semicolon and put tests come in 3s. And then I'm going to put prepares them for final battle. All right, and that leads us to the last stage, which is called the Supreme Ordeal. Supreme, greatest, biggest, gigantic, the Supreme Ordeal. That's their final battle. That's what they prepare for through all of their tests, from the beginning of the story until then. So it says, at long last they reach the Supreme Ordeal. An ordeal is a major test, a major obstacle. And it says, at long last they reach the Supreme Ordeal, the obstacle they have journeyed so far to overcome. All the heroes' training and toil comes into play now. The journey has hardened them, and it's time for them to show their prowess. Alright, so hardened them means it's made them weary, it's made them they're more familiar with the rules of this world. They're more familiar with what can kill them, and they're ready for these tests now. So that's what that means. It's hardened them. And then their prowess. This is what they've learned. So it's time for them to show their prowess. So to display what it is that they've learned in their tests. Once this obstacle is overcome, the tension will be relieved. That's the climax of the story. The worst has passed and the quest, while not officially over, has succeeded. So, Supreme Ordeal is going to be the main most important battle. And now the hero has to win this battle, or at least has to come out of it not dead. So it's the main most important battle that that proves the hero has truly become a hero. So I underlined a lot of the important stuff. And he's passed the tests and things now. So I think everything, all the heroes, training and toil comes into play now. It's hard, and then we talked about that. So then the gist statement that we would put for Act 2 is the main most important battle that proves the hero has truly become a hero. So main most important battle, and then I'm just going to put proves him a hero. Alright, so then we've got some information to put there. I like the journey has hardened them. Hardened the hero. And the next one would be they are able to show all they've learned, or they are able to show their growth. Let's put that. Their transformation, if you want to do that. I wouldn't be able to fit transformation there because that's a tiny spot. But that's what we got. So we've read the entire Act 2 and have done the gist statements and any highlighted or underlined information there. So hopefully that's helped. We'll move on to Act 3 in the next video. Thank you for watching.